Imagine looking for a needle in a haystack. Classic cliche, right? Now, imagine the haystack is a frozen vertical cliff face in the Italian Alps. The needle is a human being. And if you take a wrong step while looking, you die.
That's not really a metaphor, is it? That's literally the Monviso mountain.
Exactly. It's brutal terrain. And for nearly a year, that mountain held a secret that human eyes just couldn't see. But today, we're talking about how a machine, specifically a drone paired with AI, saw what we couldn't. It's the story of the red pixel.
It's a haunting story, but also incredibly hopeful in a technical sense. It starts with Dr. Nicola Ivaldo.
Right, the surgeon.
Yeah, a 64-year-old orthopedic surgeon, very experienced climber. He went missing back in September 2024 on Monviso in the Italian Alps. When he vanished, the search teams went all out. Helicopters, ground crews, the works. But the weather turned, winter storms rolled in, and they had to call it off.
That has to be the worst feeling for a rescue team. Knowing someone is up there, but the mountain just shuts the door.
It stayed shut for nearly a year, until July 2025. The National Alpine Cliff and Cave Rescue Corps, CNSAS, decided to try something different. They focused on the Parati Canal. It's this notoriously dangerous gully on the north face. It's basically a no-go zone for human searchers because of rockfall and avalanches.
So if you can't send a person, you send a robot.
Precisely. They launched 2 drones. In about 5 hours, these drones mapped the face of the mountain. They snapped 2,600 high-resolution images covering about 183 hectares.
Okay, pause there. 2,600 photos. If I had to sit down and look through 2,600 photos of gray rock and white snow, trying to find a speck of color, I mean, my eyes would glaze over in 20 minutes.
And that's exactly the bottleneck. Experts say manual analysis of that much complex terrain could take weeks, maybe even months. And even then, human fatigue leads to errors. You blink, you miss it.
So they fed it to the AI.
They did. They used a specific image analysis software trained to spot anomalies, basically anything that didn't look like rock, ice, or snow. And this is where the timeline gets impressive. It didn't take weeks, it didn't take months. The AI crunched all those images in a single afternoon.
Just a few hours.
Within hours, yes. And it flagged something. Out of millions of gray and white pixels, the software pointed to a tiny, anomalous cluster of bright red pixels.
A red pixel in the snow.
Just a speck. But it was a speck that didn't belong. The rescuers looked at the data and realized it was likely a helmet. Dr. Ivaldo was wearing a red climbing helmet when he disappeared.
That gave them the coordinates?
Exact coordinates. They sent a drone back up to visually confirm it, and sure enough, it was the helmet partially buried in the snow. His remains were found nearby.
It's tragic, obviously. But there's something, I don't know, almost philosophical about it. A machine which doesn't care about cold or fatigue, finding a human when humans couldn't.
It changes the equation completely. Think about the resources. Instead of risking 20 rescuers' lives on a cliff face for a week, you fly a drone for a morning and let an algorithm do the heavy lifting. It turns a cold case into a recovery mission in one day.
But it wasn't just the AI, right? I mean, the AI didn't go pick him up.
No, and that's a crucial distinction. This was a partnership. The AI flagged dozens of anomalies, false positives, weird shadows, maybe a piece of trash. Humans had to filter that. Humans had to make the call to say, that red dot is the one. And ultimately, a helicopter crew had to fly in for the recovery.
It's a tool, not a replacement.
Exactly. But it's a tool that grants us supervision. The Italian teams are already talking about the next step. They want to embed these models directly onto the drones.
So, real-time processing?
Right. Imagine a drone flying over an avalanche zone, and instead of bringing images back to a lab, it signals the pilot while it's in the air. I see a heat signature here, or I see a blue jacket there. That shifts this from body recovery to live rescue.
That's the difference between finding a memory and saving a life.
It really is.
It makes you wonder, though. We go into the wild to disconnect, to get away from technology. But in the end, it's the most advanced technology that watches over us when things go wrong.
It's the paradox of modern adventure. The wilderness is still wild, but we're bringing a digital safety net that's getting tighter every year.
A red pixel, It's such a small thing, but for Dr. Ivaldo's family, that pixel was everything.
It was the answer they waited a year for.
Well, that's all the time we have. Next time you look at a landscape photo, take a closer look. You never know what the algorithm might see that you missed. Thanks for listening.